Hello there everybody and welcome to Inverkeithing railway station, and to kick things off we see the departure of 158-730 working the 1656 Scotrail service from Leven through to Edinburgh Waverley, departing 6 minutes late. Next up to depart will be 800-108, working the 1705 LNER Azuma service from Aberdeen through to London King's Cross. Next up to depart right behind him is 158-732, working the 1711 Scotrail service from Cowden Beef through to Edinburgh Waverley. Next arriving into the station will be 158-741 and 158-708, working 1715 Scotrail service from Edinburgh Waverley through to Glenrothes with Thornton. Next up to arrive at the station is 170-396 and 170-407, working the 1719 Scotrail service from Edinburgh Waverley through to Dundee. Next up to depart for the station is 158-734 and 158-702, working the 1723 Scotrail service from Perth through to Edinburgh Waverley. And arriving as that departs is 158-736, working the 1725 Scotrail service from Edinburgh Waverley through to Leven. Up next to arrive at the station is 170-451, working the 1733 Scotrail service from Edinburgh Waverley through to Glenrothes with Thornton. Next up to depart will be 158-720, working the 1736 Scotrail service from Glenrothes with Thornton through to Edinburgh Waverley. Arriving next into the station is 158-721 and 158-738, working the 1741 Scotrail service from Edinburgh Waverley through to Glenrothes with Thornton. Next out to depart is 174.60 and 158.714, working the 1744 Scotrail service from Dundee through to Edinburgh Waverley. Next arriving into the station is 174.71 and just 174.71, working the 1746 Scotrail service from Edinburgh Waverley through to Cowden Beef. Passing fast through the station for Scotrail is 43138 and 43164, working 1 Alpha 91 from Edinburgh Waverley through to Aberdeen. And to take us to our next station, here comes 158733, working the 1800 Scotrail service from Leven through to Edinburgh Waverley. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. If you enjoyed what you saw, click on the 2 videos here at the end screen. Helps out the channel. Also, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe if you are new and got this far. And we'll see you all in the next video, folks, wherever that may take us. We'll see you then, folks.